How do you
Yeah. Well, whatever.
how can you enter the editor if it's disabled by the theme?
Enter the editor if it's this. How would a theme disable the editor?
I've noticed that some do.
Like
and,
they
and,
just.
and you go to appearance and go to editor, or is the editor only under plugin?
No, there's an appearance editor. So if you want to, well, if it's disabled by the theme, you just go in with FTP and change it. So you can always like access the core files of your site. If the theme is blocking you from editing, they probably minified their code too. Probably like paid theme, right? Yeah. I don't work with a lot of paid themes. I don't like them as much. So I haven't seen that. So we have category, structure, handling spam, backing up a WordPress site. I don't even know if everyone's here. Is everyone okay if I read these answers? Everyone's okay with this?
Yes.
Is Tom here? No? Okay, next. Ashif? Is there an Ashif here? Nope. Okay. Michael.
Yep.
Amazon Web Services. SaaS, Software as a Service, and Xamarin. Xamarin? Xamarin? Yeah. Care to elaborate on your...
Well, you covered more or less the AWS.
Okay.
I guess software as a service, is that like a content management system? Or it can be, or?
Typically, software as a service is referring to software that you pay a monthly fee for.
Okay.
Like if you're a company and you're using Salesforce, it's software that they provide as a service, and you pay something above $200 per user per month. So that, I think I can do like...
Somebody like SAP, for example.
Yeah,
What
let me define it first. Let's software licensing and delivery model in which software is licensed on a subscription basis and is centrally hosted. Yeah, exactly like that. I was right.
WordPress business unit.
WordPress.com is software as a service. WordPress is
basically anything delivered by the cloud is software as a service.
Yeah.
If you're paying a subscription for
Yeah.
it.
Hosting, your shared hosting and stuff is all software as a service, essentially. But you're running your software on top of their software, so you wouldn't always think that. And what's Xamarin?
It's cross-platform mobile development framework.
It's a more on a framework side, right? It's Microsoft's supported Xamarin Studio or let's say.
Okay.
So you write the application in C# .NET, and then you can customize it for iOS or Android.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael, did you get that?
So it doesn't go to.
Yeah, I kind of got it on here, looking at it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna kind of skip through that one. Photo gallery, HTTPS interactive website. Daniel.
Yeah, I was just kind of looked into it a little bit. So I guess if you want to do a photo gallery and things like that, you have to use a plugin. Is that correct?
Yeah. So you can actually go in here. I think there might be an option to make a photo gallery in WordPress. No, it's not. It's a plugin. There's Next Gen Gallery. I think is the one that I use most often. So I can add it in here. Next Gen Gallery, WordPress Gallery plugin. No, it's bigger. All right, and activate. Now if I go to media, oh, it's in gallery. This is a separate gallery section.
Oh.
Okay. Uh-huh. Add gallery / images. Create new gallery. Gallery title. Test. Files. Just go to my pictures and grab all these screenshots that I happen to have for debugging stuff. And start upload. Hopefully this won't take too long. That one's taking a while. Probably. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, it's going fairly quickly actually. Okay. Alright. So now we have uploaded the images. We can go to manage the gallery. We see gallery test. Thumbnails have not generated yet for all of these. But we can add title and descriptions here. And then is there a preview?
So are there other options as well to have it like revolving, or to have it just as a pop-up, or?
Yeah, so those are
They might scroll right.
so if I go create a page now, add a page. This is the new button that was added by the plugin. So we just go in here, and we can choose which type of slideshow we want to display the gallery in. So we already upload the images to the gallery. We can do a basic slideshow, an image browser, tag cloud. Let's just start with the basic slideshow. What we'd like to display.
Carousel.
Test.
Okay, so it's just a matter of playing around with the plugin, figuring out the.
Yeah, and we can change the effect to toss, interval. Let's make this real quick at 2 seconds, and then we can sort it if we wanted to. But I'm just going to insert. I'm going to publish the page. So we've just created a new page with this gallery, and we can go and view the page here. Oh, see, that file's actually like that because that was a bad screenshot. Yeah, so.
Okay, so I'll just cycle through them at the rate that you put in earlier.
Yeah, so I put 2 seconds. It's just showing screenshots. I can click here to show thumbnails, I guess, and see them. So, yeah, obviously it's not a completed website. It's just a sample gallery. It looks okay. We can go in here and edit the options and change it to like a image browser, and then customize the display. Oh, where's the? Oh, no. Let's do basic slideshow, and then customize it to do like swipe. Scroll up. Okay, scroll up every second. We just click over there. It says insert, but it's already inserted, so we're just updating, and then we're refreshing this page for your information. Oh wait, sorry, this is not the same page as the thumbnail
Preview
page.
page.
What?
It's your preview page.
This one here? Oh, preview the page?
Oh no, I thought you were just
No, I was
getting
looking
rid
at
of the preview.
No, I clicked the show thumbnails button, so it had the show thumbnails thing.
The
So,
parameter.
yeah. Anyway, it's switching every second now. Kind of like it's not actually showing the effect though.
Yeah.
It's just a fade. I'm sure that's the link. There's more options in the other tabs here as well, so you can add more images to the gallery, or manage galleries, albums, and tags. I don't know why it's not doing the effect.
Try preview changes instead of update because it could be caching.
I think there's 2 of the same image or 3 of the same image here. Oh, yeah. It's fading. It's just the way it is, I guess, right now. I would have to look into it further to see why it's not doing the effect that I specified. It could be something to do with caching, or it could just be I haven't configured everything properly in the gallery settings. You can always go in and play around with them.
What about the possibility the feature doesn't work?
There's always that.
I guess if it's a popular plugin, as you mentioned, it's most likely fixed up, right? I mean, it would work properly.
Yeah. If I look at slideshow, the effect here is fade. So I change the effect here to scroll up. And change this to 1 second. And turn that off. It could be that the settings that for this, we're not overriding that. So I'm going to go here, and I am pressing Control F5 to do a hard refresh. Not always gonna refresh the server cache, but it'll at least refresh the browser cache. It is changing. There's just a couple that are almost identical because I was having issues with my screenshot software. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so it's just a matter of
playing
the
around with
settings,
it.
learning.
A plugin like this, Next Gen Gallery, will have really good forum support on the WordPress site. So you always go there. They'll probably have lots of people who are using their plugin. Very popular, very high ranked plugin. So there are a couple other ones. WoW Slider is really good for its effects. Really nice effects it has. So you can create a gallery just like you would there. Pretty similar. It's meant as a slider, so you can actually like add more like links and call to action on top of the stuff if you're looking to do that. But you can also use it as a gallery if you want. Okay. Any other?
Well, you answered the other one with the HTTPS. I guess would be the SSL certificate, so it's related to that.
Yeah.
Then the other question I had there was the interactive website. So let's say, for example, like a car, for example. If you know, how would you go about that? Let's say to have a menu, an option where you would change the color. You know, do you have to? Is that a plugin? Do you have to upload, let's say, 2 different pictures and kind of have them automatically change on that, or you know, just kind of around there? Like, if you have a product, let's say, and you want to just have different options on the side, and then based on what you click there, to have that main image change.
Now, are you asking because you're talking about a store and you like want to have like a product that changes?
Well, just a product that's customizable, let's say. So,
Okay, so the answer to that would be to use a store plugin like WooCommerce. Because if it's a product, you can assign different options to it. Each different option will have, you can have different pictures and different prices associated with them. I've done some really advanced stuff with WooCommerce where I've had like, you know how Dell used to have a way where you could go through and like customize your computer as you build it, and like then when you're done, it turns out you actually just wanted the standard model anyway. But yeah, so I did something like that for my last job I worked at, where it was a 3D printer. So they had like all these customization options for this 3D printer. Also built in WordPress using WooCommerce and a couple paid plugins. Probably had like a $300 budget for plugins that we used, but some of that was also like real-time currency conversion between US and Canada and multi-language support and like all this other really fancy, really heavy stuff. So
And is that how it works really? Like you just have to upload different pictures of the product and have it kind of switch?
yeah,
Or
so
is that
you
something
can,
the
so you can have it so
certain
when you click
plugin
on the,
allows?
you can have it so you have let's see if I can find a good WooCommerce store. I'm just gonna go to WooCommerce and look at their examples that they have. New store. Have examples. I think these are examples. All right.
Looking to a plugin every time you need a solution increases your vulnerability of being hacked.
Yes. Both NextGen though, NextGen Gallery and WooCommerce are very highly rated, highly supported plugins. So just be aware, like when you're looking through, like let's say you're on WordPress.org. You can look through plugins and you can see there are featured plugins. You can go through and look at store. So here, WooCommerce, 4.5 stars with 2,209 reviews. This one, WooCommerce Store Exporter, has 88 reviews and 4 stars. You can even scroll down, you can see ones like, 5 stars, but there's only 7 reviews. And so you can also see here the amount of active installs. So this guy has 1,000 plus active installs, which is really low. This one here is even less, at 600. But like a WordPress is a solution that's huge. Like there's probably like multiple billion WordPress sites that have been created, and I guess maybe a billion active installs. But this one has 3+ million active installs of this plugin, and so at 4.5 stars with 3+ million active installs, and this is tested with the latest version, then you know you're going to the right place. Now, the issue comes if you're buying a premium plugin, even if it's popular, even if it has lots of active installs, if you, depending on how you buy it, it won't have the auto updates or the in-dashboard updates. So always be wary of that, and the developers will try to make you pay extra for like yearly updates and stuff like that. I would just shy away from those. Because like my mother has a site that got hacked because she had a paid theme that she paid like $200 for, and it was like a pretty decent theme, and it came with some plugins built in, and those plugins didn't update because they weren't installed through the WordPress directory, even though they were free plugins. So one of the plugins had an issue, and there was no way to update it because it didn't actually declare itself as being installed. It was just part of the theme. And her site got hacked because she had this plugin. So always be wary of that. That's like a trade-off when you have, paid stuff, is that it's not always up to date as much because it's not using the really stable, really awesome free system of updating plugins. Okay, but back to the WordPress example, the WooCommerce example. Classic beanbag hoodie. So here you can change your quantity, and you have a gallery where you can click on this and you can see the pictures much larger. So this.
Only $69. buy a few for our next meetup maybe,
Yeah.
while you're at it.
I don't own this site. It's not affiliated with us at all. So, let's see what would have a color option.
Right there.
Jeep.
Jeep.ca?
Jeep.ca?
Jeep.ca.
Jeep.ca? Are they using WordPress? Yeah, so these ones have the different color options of different products. For these products, they don't have. Yeah,
The fashion site might be having color options.
sure. Let's go back. Zero shoes. Xander Road. Anyone want to pick one?
Oh, it's sorry, you're gonna have to put up two different pictures. A red one and a yellow one, or a red and a yellow one.
Yeah, you'll have to. There's also things you could do though, like you can
Yeah.
use CSS to change the color of your images.
Really
Like
depends
you-
how it's gonna look.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
it
so-
might not look so good though.
Yeah.
I've had some auto grayscale areas of sites where you upload something, it turns to grayscale, and that looks pretty decent. But changing the color by changing the balance, it's not always ideal.
So I guess in some way I would have to probably think of all the combinations possible and then upload that many pictures of all the possible combinations. So if you have let's say back to the car, if you want, a red car, you want the mirrors a different color, then you want, let's say,
That's not necessary. So if you're thinking something basic, so because I know you, I think I know what you're talking about. So let's say you have a metal CNC design, and you print one out. It's like a metal Christmas tree, and you can paint it any color you want. If you take that image and you paint it white, and then you make it have a transparent background, you could probably pretty easily change the color in a really decent way for that dynamically, because it would just be like a white. You're just adding more color. So in that case, you could
okay.
do that.
But then let's say a CNC with smaller motors but bigger motors, then you would have to upload
Yeah.
different pictures.
Yeah.
So then have them switch, and then if you want end stops, then that's the second option. Then if you want a table with it, that's a third option.
Yeah.
So
now
then
you
if
don't
you want
necessarily
only the
have to
two
upload.
without the
Like it's-
bigger motors, then you have to have that particular combination of a picture. Is that correct? So you have to have whatever.
Yeah, like could have that, or you could just have one picture that says this is the product and these are the 5 accessories you can order on. This is accessory A, B, C, D. It's just however you want to structure, and then say in your product options you have add accessory A, add accessory B, add accessory C, and they just add on to the price when they're active. So that's also it's just how you want to structure your site. WordPress it's not graphic editing software. It doesn't put things together and build them for you. It'd be really funny if you did it in Photoshop and you had your base product, and then you had each other item as a different layer, and so you could turn on and off layers using a little eyeball. You could probably configure that in a web browser, but I don't think WordPress or WooCommerce has support for that.
Like looking at those two pictures there, the shorts, you can tell that the color's been edited because the picture's identical, right? So,
Yeah.
like the guy's hand, everything's identical. So somebody's edited those colors.
Yeah, so they didn't take these are all edited different colors. So if I can there's still one product for color though. Although changing this won't change the image, but yeah.
Yeah, of course it gets fatter and fatter.
What? Oh yeah. That's funny. That you could also you can program stuff in like that, but it's not built into the system, so you'd have to hook into the existing buttons and make your own commands for that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone else want to ask a question while we're looking at these guys' legs? Some man legs over here. Okay. I'm gonna go to the comments section now. Okay, so we covered hosting, working on localhost. Just so everyone knows, that's working on your computer. There's many different ways to do it. Some of them are more advanced to set up. There's something called MAMP and XAMPP that you should look up. I would treat those as more advanced topics, though. And we actually are planning on having a meetup in the advanced section where working on localhost is the topic. So if the jam, are you here? That's answering your question, I hope. Creating a plugin, also advanced. We're not going to cover that in the beginner. And domains are done just through your hosting panel. Just go in and, where is it? Yeah, there's in the hosting panel, like in Bluehost, you can click on a domain and assign it to a site. Pretty easy. You can even, like most hosts will have a phone number and you can call them and they'll do it for you. Just so you know. You don't have to worry about it. They'll do it for you. WordPress, okay. Best free security plugins. Paula, are you here? No? Okay.
I'd like to hear that anyway.
The best security is offense. The best defense is good offense. I have had a lot of good luck with using something called WordFence as a security plugin. Now I only do that on sites where they're on a shared host. When I'm on a managed hosting server, I typically just use they have built-in security, so I don't worry about it too much. Something WordFence does though is it also lets you know if you have like a bunch of users who are trying to log in. It tells you how much people forget their passwords and have failed login attempts. So I have a client who runs a site where they have a video library they have to log in to access, and I give her a weekly report of all her users who keep forgetting their passwords. So it's just like interesting information for her to have. So
Have you ever used the paid version of WordFence?
I have not. If I'm gonna pay for something, I'm paying for managed hosting typically. So just the free versions has seemed sufficient for my needs. I've had to deal with hacked WordPress sites as well, but I typically will go through and do that manually. There's no amazing plugin for unhacking your site.
You just got to copy the database and keep all the other files separate.
Yeah, if you can restore from a backup, then that's what you gotta do. If you can't, then rewrite your core files and then hope for the best. But that's probably also a very advanced subject. If you don't need necessarily a security plugin, if you keep your plugins up to date and you don't use plugins that don't update, like your free plugin, your paid themes that include a bunch of extra stuff you don't need and may or may not have vulnerabilities, then you shouldn't have a huge issue. Also, don't ever use the username admin for anything. Just never use it. If you have a username on your site that's admin and it is the admin and you can't change it, make that password the longest password you can possibly make it, like 200 characters, because that's a major vulnerability in WordPress. There are bots out there that are programmed to just brute force all WordPress sites using the admin username, and they have it's like a botnet. They do it site by site, so you can't throttle login attempts.
If you put like a reCAPTCHA on the login, does that prevent that?
That would also prevent that. Yeah.
There's a plugin called Limit Login Attempts. That's default with a lot of WordPress installs.
Yeah. So.
But that comes with WordPress too.
Yeah, so limiting login attempts doesn't always solve the problem, because if it limits it to, let's say, 1 every hour of failed attempt, like this bot can just go to a different site when it's limited. And so, like, it can do like 1 million sites per hour and then go back to your site and do it again.
And if you have the username admin and you can't delete it, you can always create another admin user, and then it'll allow you to delete admin. As long as you have one administrator,
Yeah, I
you just create a new user without the admin as the administrator, and then go in and delete the admin.
Oh, I didn't realize they gave you that option now. Before
Oh, yeah.
it used to be that you could not delete your main administrator account and you could not demote it. This is back when the admin stuff started happening and they discovered this big bot was trying to break into sites. So WordPress has updated since then. I myself have never used an admin password since then, so an admin username since then, so I didn't know that. But there you go. I learned something. Hashtag learned.
Hashtag
Can I backup website in my computer?
Can you work on your website?
No, can I backup it on my computer, on my own hard drive?
Yes, you
Back it
can.
up.
There are some backup plugins you can use. I don't have a good one offhand to recommend, but you can just go and search backup in the WordPress.org. There's a couple ones that where you can like back it up manually, or you can have a backup on a schedule. So I've seen people set their sites to back up to Dropbox on a schedule, or back up to Google Drive on a schedule. It can be more complicated to set that up because you need an API key, but they typically walk you through it. Or just back it up manually. If your site's not dynamic, if you're just updating it every like month or so with like your new content, if you're like a business owner who doesn't need to update their content all the time, then you could just back it up every time you're done updating content, which is like a perfectly acceptable way to do it. So, like if you have like a lot of comments and user interaction, you probably want a regular backup. Most hosts will give you like a nightly, like a daily backup for your site, but they'll typically only store one. And so if your site goes down, or they might only store one, some of them store more. I don't want to speak for all hosts. Some hosts are like, they cut that corner, but if your site goes down, you can typically call your host right away, and they might be able to put it back up for you. Most of the time for basic hosting, it includes that. At least one backup per day. So, but you shouldn't rely on it. You should never rely on someone else to do what you should have done. And you should always back up your content. That's why you always press save when you're editing a document, and save your important files in 4 places and all this stuff. Yeah. I'm going now. Okay, so Michael, I answered your questions.
Yes.
Okay. Armin? Is there an Armin here? All right. Steps needed to set up a WordPress site, paid services, showing how it's done if you want to do it entirely yourself. Okay, yep, I think I covered that.
Yeah.
And then we discussed future meetup dates. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover today, according to what I see. Thank you everyone for coming. I'll take any other questions or comments.
Thanks, James.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Chris,
Yeah.
then
John. Yeah. Let's say you have a paid theme and it's responsive, but perhaps the way it acts responsively for, say, a mobile phone, like the menu drop down or whatever. Let's say it's not something that you're particularly happy with, but you do know of other sites where you like how the menu works responsively in a different design. How easy is it to kind of hack, like you cut and paste certain, the code, like, and apply something from a different site that you like for the responsive menu drop down, that kind of thing.
all
Just
right.
hack it up and cut and paste, make it work.
So
Is that
typically-
dangerous to do?
So typically the menus all work very similarly.
Yeah.
In WordPress, you would just be changing the CSS. If you have a paid theme that allows you to import custom CSS, you could probably do it that way. You could always make a child theme, a basic child theme that will overwrite whatever's defined in the child theme that's in the paid theme. So you can still use a paid theme but make all your own changes. So let's go do an example. So right now I don't really have a menu here, but what's a good site with a menu?
A mobile menu?
Mobile?
Yeah,
Responsive.
that's what I'm thinking. Like something that would be a nice sort of menu for like mobile phones, like when your site like acts responsive.
Oh, I like to refresh what I did.
Right there.
Yeah, it's oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's from Mega Menu.
Mega Man.
Yeah, so this is a WordPress plugin?
Yes.
Or, yeah, okay.
It's also, well, that Mega Menu is part of a theme.
Okay. There's also the option where if you like this element here or something like that, you can copy it using the CSS. So I can inspect this, and let's say I like this style. I could go in and look at the element CSS, and I can look at the padding and the colors, and I can copy it like this. But that's way more complicated than what he suggested, which is grabbing the plugin that makes the menu. So if you like that, then
So you grab the plugin and then activate it. Is that
Grab the plugin to make your website responsive. You should
no?
grab the
Well,
theme.
it's already like responsive, but I just don't like the menu of how it appears on the smartphone. Like part of the response, like every.
You just don't like the style.
I don't like the style. Yeah, like but something like what you just showed there looks nicer to me versus what I have. So.
So be careful again how many plugins you install
Sure.
for those solutions. Every single plugin is an access point for a hacker.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially if you don't keep them up to date, like you said.
Yeah.
Even if it's not activated?
yes, even if it's not activated, it could be an access point for a hacker.
Oh, no reason. Take
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
It's not active.
So,
Is it legal to try and hack your own site just to check
Yeah.
it out?
sure, you can even hire people to hack your own site. That's perfectly legal. They're called security consultants. I used to work with some security consultants. It's fun. But I've been out of the game for a while, so I'm a bit rusty.
So if you try to brute force login, like WordPress is not gonna, or the host is not gonna call the authorities, be like, oh, someone's
No.
trying to hack the site here. Get this
If you,
guy. Here's his
speaking
IP.
from someone who's had to deal with the sites who have been hacked, like the police and the authorities are not gonna do anything. Okay? Unless you're someone like Amazon or like some big guy with like a big huge like legal team, and like they essentially what they need to do if you're a hacker and you bring their site down, they need to press charges against you.
So big corporations.
Yeah.
You don't mess with them.
But even then, look at that Microsoft scam that's been going on for years where people get the phony phone number on the web page, call this number because you've been infected. And they act like Microsoft, and Microsoft doesn't behave that way. But every day people call this number and listen to whoever's on the other side of the line.
And when's the last time you got a call from Air Canada? Like, they keep calling me. I've never taken a flight with them, but they call me all the time saying I'm
Because
with
half of
them.
hacking is psychology. It's not
Yeah.
tech. It's
Yeah, social
knowing how people
engineering.
are going to behave, right?
Yeah, so this looks pretty easy to configure. Automatically convert your existing menus into a mega menu. Ta-da. So I think that would be useful for you, Chris, if that's
Think
something.
so.
There's a couple other ones I saw on Uber menu that look pretty promising as well. So, sorry, John.
Yeah.
you had something you wanted to?
I just wanted to ask a collective question about anybody. Would SEO or mobile marketing be of interest to anybody in the group if I were to start another group or share a group? Like ranking your WordPress website on Google?
I would be interested in having you speak at our group. I think that would be a useful subject. I certainly am interested, and I certainly don't want to speak all the time.
Okay.
It's like a-
Well, if that's the invitation,
Yeah,
that's-
search engine optimization.
Social, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean,
And
that's,
doing a talk here would probably be a good idea, so we know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
You're
I mean,
offering.
like you can do so much with WordPress and ranking the website with WordPress. It's simpler than you think. Because SEO is blood red water. But trust me, you can win playing with the Dolphins. Because when you overcomplicate things, it obviously gets. And that's what everyone's trying to do is complicate it, right? But after 15 years of doing it, it's as simple as an algorithm reading it.
Yeah.
But there's a plugin for that to search engine.
Good luck. Again.
Well, it's not any good. No, it's not any good. No,
I'm sorry, like, you could
there's
tell,
an
like, who's
actual
trying to deal
plugin
with this
that'll
before.
check all the stuff and it'll even rank it for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
Well, I mean, of course, there's more than that. You have to have your
So
name
there's
in the
a plugin
title, have it in
called,
the description, have whatever search words.
Meta tags don't work anymore.
Yeah.
There are 200 algorithms. Okay, you want to?
Well, I can hold on. So there is a WordPress search engine optimization plugin,
Mm-hmm.
which brings your site into closer standards with what the website standards should be. Now, there are certain things like keywords, descriptions, and meta values that are part of like the website standard that everyone should do. The only problem is that main search engines, namely Google and other ones that hold small market shares, no longer rank according to your keywords, and that they
Yeah,
rank
the
according to other
meta tag keyword
factors.
is now isn't even recognized.
Yeah, they're still good to have though, especially like the meta descriptions, because those can show up in your search results. So I think they're still good to
Well,
have.
the meta tags are there.
Yeah.
The meta keyword tag is obsolete.
Oh, the keyword tag. Yeah, maybe that's.
So in your case, what would you do to optimize this? Like, what tools do you use, or what do you do? Do you do the coding, or how exactly is it? What is it that you offer? Let's say.
My field is digital marketing, and
Right.
I've been doing SEO for 70,000 hours. So I've tried everything, and I've outranked every company that I've ever tried to outrank.
Right, but what is it that you use? Do
I
you
use
write the
content.
code,
I
or?
use content because that's what Google is ranking.
Right, so it's just the same thing as if I was to write my site. Obviously, I would want a proper description. I'd
Well,
want good pictures.
anytime
I
you
want to
use the
describe
word
the
just,
picture.
Anytime the word
Yeah, the
it's
stop
not
words or whatever
just.
they call it, or
You can't just.
Or what do you mean?
You can't just do SEO. You can't just use the word just and then achieve your goal.
what do you mean the word just? I'm confused.
When you explain, well, we could just do this, we could just do that, right? It's not that simple, right? So, what I do is content. 500 word articles are.
Yeah, I can do that myself.
You can write
I
it,
just
yeah.
type a good description. I
But you
mean,
need
as
to know what
long
to
as
write
it's
it about, right?
professional, then
Huh?
You
Oh,
know-
he knows what it's about. He has that time to write it.
Yeah, so you like. I think that.
I mean, what
Does it
you're
have to do with,
offering
like,
is for
timing?
somebody that has no idea and they're unable to type a, good description, and they're unable to use, kind of a bit of a good language to, make sure it looks good. That's basically what you're offering, but there's nothing
Well,
else.
SEO is content driven. It's not.
Right.
Yeah, so
But
it's
the
really-
best person to write the content is me, because I know my product. I know my.
Oh yeah, but we don't have the time
Other
to
than
do
if
it.
you're writing it, then you'll probably be writing a lot of bullshit, which is, you're just kind of making it up to kind of make it look good.
I don't think you misunderstand what the service is that he offers.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What is the
business
service?
owners don't have time to write the content,
Right.
right? Because business owners should be out doing sales and servicing clients. So typically, 500-word articles are like an entire weekend worth of work because everyone's got an article like writer's block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, there's a lot of buying articles is a better source use of your time than writing them.
I guess, yeah, for people who are unable to.
Well, it's just a complete waste of your time to sit there and write a 500-word article. You should be out making sales, right? That's not, your business is not writing articles. Your business is making.
It's okay. I got 8 hours at work. I do
Oh,
nothing,
okay.
so I can
Yeah.
type up
So,
articles for you.
Yeah, content is king.
Yeah.
Content is king, and that's where you start. You don't start with backlinks,
Actually,
which a lot of people would suggest that you.
I'm not familiar with backlinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much, yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
And Mike, right?
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel.
So you just finished the program, right? Yeah, I teach all of the classes. Yeah, starting so basic. No, well, I can. I might actually take it. I might make so.
This year over now.
You got a separate thing you're doing on the side. You guys need anything?
Useful to have some SEO advice once in a while.